we're celebrating 16 projects
that set out to transform the Trent Valley.
By helping wildlife,
nature
and community
over the past 5 years.
We have created a resilient,
beautiful, accessible
and culturally rich landscape.
So what was at stake? The Trent Valley experiences regular flooding, suffers from habitat degradation, and the communities have turned their backs on the river. The Transforming the Trent Valley partnership has come together to tackle these issues.
The Burton Washlands, Ruseley Power Station and Cherry Home had a real lack of diversity, and so what Transforming the Trent Valley have done is incorporated wetland habitats throughout all three of those sites. The Burton Washlands was mainly amenity grassland, so we've reprofiled the riverbank. We've also created ponds and scrapes, lots of different variations in topography, more feeding opportunities, more foraging opportunities, a better place for people to enjoy wildlife around them. We've created tens of hectares worth of habitat and reseeded areas to encourage the wildflower meadows to grow, which in turn will pollinate crops and other flowers throughout the Trent Valley. And already we can see the impact it's having on wildlife.
It was great to be involved in the Burton Washlands. It's really important to the Environment Agency to complement our flood defence scheme that was there, protecting the town from flooding and bring those washlands to life.
I would describe Ruseley Power Station as floodplain reconnection via pond creation, wetland meadows and channels that intersect the floodplain to allow water to spread throughout it. It was a golf course. What it didn't have was the wildlife there. And we've seen a real increase in species. I'm extremely proud.
Cherry Home is the largest UK river island restoration programme, and it's completely transformed that section of River Trent, given the river its voice back and brought wildlife back to that stretch of river. Before that, there was a straight river channel with not a lot of habitat, and it's completely transformed the site for wildlife and restoring those natural river processes, the likes of kingfishers, trout populations, otters we've seen regularly using the patch. A real growth of partners coming together, and it's really, really important to reconnect people back to the river. The jewel of the Rivers Trent and Dove offers the area to get people to see and immerse themselves in nature and an improved river.
My responsibilities involve habitat management, conservation on a variety of different sites throughout Staffordshire and Derbyshire. I'm doing the Level 2 Diploma in Practical Environmental Conservation through this. We've done thinning in woodlands to manage woodlands. We've done coppicing and building habitat piles with what we've cut. We've also done hedge laying, which was fabulous. Some really beautiful hedges. Building boardwalks. We've built a bridge on nature reserves to improve access. And we're also going to be doing some tree surveys. And I wanted to do something really worthwhile, and conservation is that. I'm so proud of some of the things we've done. Whoever you are, whatever your background, there is a role somewhere in this type of conservation. Just have a look and find out and get stuck in.
Wild Child is all about families, young children, getting outside in nature, learning through play. We go to lovely green spaces and I bring a whole load of kit. So we do school visits as well, so we can talk about the natural and cultural heritage of this landscape.
We're here today in Uttoxeter. The Globe Foundation have been one of our community grant recipients. The importance of community engagement for this scheme is to get people to know about who we are, what we're doing, and it allows groups to do their own projects which link to our aims and objectives as well. So examples have been improving school grounds for outdoor learning, improving volunteer opportunities, and creating new outdoor spaces for communities.
With the lockdown that came in March 2020, we weren't able to do that anymore. We provided nature packs that we gave to food banks and community groups. It's amazing to actually see the impact that we've actually made on these kids. It just gives you a lot of hope, really.
So COVID was obviously a challenge. We adjusted a lot of our community engagement to go online. So we did things like the Trent Talks, which were online talks about different nature, wildlife, sustainability topics. We created a set of virtual walks as well around some of the nature reserves in the area. Part of that is the Tales of the Riverbank project, which engaged young people across the area to create stories of the riverbank and how it's changed over time. People attending the Trent Talks noted that it made them feel uplifted in a time that was really difficult, and people have really responded well to the sorts of things we've been doing and to the environment and to the river.
Well, we received 2 Trent Valley grants to do work on the River Dove to enhance the wildlife down on the river. Also, it allowed people who come to us who are suffering with poor mental health to actually practice woodwork. We've done some owl boxes of our design. We did quite a lot of these very good quality bat boxes, all done from recycled wood. Our people who come to us don't normally access the countryside to go down there and see what they produced, put it into the trees and then see the wildlife grow, the populations, the variety, made a fantastic difference to people's well-being, especially also being next to water, which is so relaxing and good. The local school have actually gone down there now, so it's linked the community in. We had local knowledge of our local wildlife, so we knew that that area didn't have sufficient bird boxes and kingfisher stands, so it was really good that we could make a decision on what we did. So that's made us really, really proud that we've left something there for the future. People have got such an interest in wood and wildlife, they've returned on new courses, so we've got brand new learners as a consequence of the grant.
The impact of the Big Washlands Watch has been to dramatically increase the number of records that we were receiving within this area, and long term hopefully that'll feed into other people's projects because they'll know now where things are happening and anything that's maybe appeared or disappeared, because if you don't know where something is, you can't protect it. The impact of the wildlife recording group has been pretty substantial, and the number of people that have been doing the recording has been amazing as well. From children all the way up to people that are retired, they've taken that new interest. I'm certainly very proud knowing that it's had a real effect. It certainly does help you feel good about the work that you've done.
We're at Tucklesholme Nature Reserve today. It's a former 110-acre gravel pit right on the edge of the River Trent. So before TTTV, quarrying had just finished, literally. So we were left with a lake and not much else. So TTTV have helped us to put in 2.5 kilometres of really good, accessible standard footpaths. What we have now is a habitat that is much, much better. We brought in much more species, including birds, species-rich grasslands and wetland plants as well. We've also put in 3 bird hides, allowing people to see birds that you don't typically see because a lot of the habitat has been lost. We've seen visitor numbers increase a lot. People have come to witness and enjoy, the wildlife that is really special about the Trent Valley.
We had an ambition originally to create a long-distance footpath running right the way from the source of the Trent at Biddulph near Stoke, right down to the Humber estuary, make them more accessible, waymark them so people would know the direction to go and how to find that route and to promote that route. It is the spine through the whole of the Trent Valley. It's 43 miles. We also created some circular footpaths that come off the main route. This project enabled us to actually create areas for local communities but also for the wider public, and creates a way of connecting cities, towns, villages through this footpath and encourage them to find out more about the Trent Valley. I was able to actually go out and meet people in the community and actually work with them. So we recruited something like 15 volunteers who've helped. It wasn't just us saying, right, we're doing the Trent Valley way and this is how we're going to do it, but we actually worked with people to do that. And they've certainly learnt skills that they didn't have before. So I think that was an important part of the project too.
This is a World War II pillbox. It was used for the defence of Britain in the event of a German invasion. Pillboxes are an important part of our history. They have no statutory protection, and we are giving them a new purpose and a new lease of life by converting them for birds and some for bat roosts for the winter. Involving volunteers from the community, contractors, the Environment Agency from whom we've taken advice, local landowners who are very supportive of what we're doing actually. The Trent Valley have below ground remains that were created in the Neolithic, in the Bronze Age and into the Iron Age. Transforming the Trent Valley has been key to getting several investigations into the quality of the remains of those below ground monuments. I'm proud that we've been able to share that with the community and give them a sense of pride and a sense of shared ownership.
You're only just starting to see the effect of what the project has done.
There is so much more we need to do.
We're really excited about future opportunities.
And what we expect over the next 5 to 10 years is it only to develop further.
It needs to carry on.
All these success stories are just a taste of what we've been able to do.
Nature, wildlife and communities needed us to come together.
And we've been able to do all of this
Together. Well done.
And thank you
so much.
Be part of the next chapter
by visiting thetrentvalley.org.uk.
To see what you can do.
We hope you enjoy your newly transformed Trent Valley.